Hi, this is Dave Justice with Repair Shop of Tomorrow. I'm here with some clients and one of our coaches. We want to do a little review on COVID-19 and what's going on this past week. So with that, let's talk about the states and what's going on in your state right now. If you'll just mention who you are and then get into it. We'll start with ladies first.
Good morning, I'm Kathleen Jarczyk from ExperTech Auto Repair in Englewood, Florida. Florida, I feel like, is on the tail end of the shutting down process. We are finally, they shut our beaches down this weekend, highly tourist area. So we are really seeing the effects starting now of people actually, sheltering in place, and the roads are a ghost town this morning. So it definitely has a whole different vibe in our town.
And Corey, could you speak to who you are and where you're from and in your state?
Yeah, I am Corey Ivaldi from Olmsted Auto Care. I have a shop here near Cleveland, Ohio. Ohio actually just issued a stay-at-home policy that takes effect tonight at 11:59. So any non-essential business is closed.
And we know that Homeland Security has mentioned that auto repair is essential. So we're
Correct.
still able to come in.
Auto repair is listed under the transportation infrastructure for the nation. So absolutely, we are going to be open. Absolutely.
And Ron, how about you? If you'll mention who you are, where you're from, and what's going on in your state.
Ron Tinner, Sparks Turn Auto, St. Charles, Missouri. We got the lowdown yesterday evening that cities and counties in our area are officially on stay at home for non-essentials until, as of now, April 22nd. So they made a 30-day moratorium on that. Yes, as Corey said, we're essential. So we get to stay in business. But something we need to touch on is, for that to be prudent for our employees, we need to make sure all of them have some proof of where they work and where they're going, so that when they hit the streets in the morning headed to work and get pulled over, they can prove where they're going. Because I'm getting word that law enforcement is cracking down on some of that in some of these states. So I'm sure we're soon to be in that position.
Okay, and Mike, if you'll tell everybody who you are. And
I'm Mike McGroarty. I'm a coach here at Repair Shop of Tomorrow, and I'm also in Ohio. They did issue that stay-at-home order, and we are working from home.
Okay, so we are essential, so we're able to be here. Now I want to talk about what are some of the things that we can do while we're open, and what do we need to do to stay in front of our clients. And what I mean is, we still need to touch our clients and be working with marketing. And Kathleen, what are you doing to touch your clients, stay in front of them, and keep that relationship moving forward?
I think communication is key. For me, I'm really trying to do it digitally, face-to-face, like we are right now. Facebook videos. I've had a lot of people contact me through chat in Facebook. I'm staying visible, staying in front of folks. A lot of people are getting emails, so I'm trying really hard not to communicate in that avenue and get lost in the shuffle. But, we're just out there. People see us in the community, obviously not everywhere, but, we're out there doing what we can, communicate what we're doing to protect them, us, vehicles still out here servicing, and just really opening up the avenue of communication with our clients that are calling in. People think we're closed. They don't know.
Right. So let me ask you this as well, Kathleen. How was last week as a whole?
Last week as a whole, we were down a couple of cars, but, overall, I think we're still doing really well, considering, we have, my area is predominantly retired and elderly people. So a lot of ours are not going to leave their homes and things like that. So we're offering the pickup and delivery service. Haven't had a lot of people take me up on it, but the cars that are here, I will tell you, we have the time to really inspect, and they're not going anywhere. So they're not in a hurry to get it back. So they're doing a lot of the repairs that they weren't going to do if they had, the noise of regular life going on. So, I hate to say that we are benefiting from a poor situation, but we're helping people get their cars safe and make good decisions. So if a good can come out of all of this, that is really what's important.
System, operation, procedure. What we focus on happens, right?
Yep.
Corey, how about you? How was this past week? And what are you doing with marketing and so on?
So I've got to agree fully with Kathleen. I have been on Facebook a lot more than normal, making some videos, and I put out an email, but a lot of things with the videos. One of the things that I've actually been doing on some of like the local open forums and such is I actually just asked a question today. I'm like, hey, what local restaurants are open for lunch? I would love to try to support them and get lunch for my team. And we've got an overwhelming response just from that. But it is something that I really mean, because I am actually getting lunch almost every single day for my team now, just to help other businesses, because I truly believe they're not alone. We're all in this together. So the amount of support that we've been getting from the community has been really great. And to Kathleen's point, yes, our average ticket right now has gone through the roof. I think that a lot of people, just like she said, they have the time now, even though we try to make it as convenient as possible. People are just saying yes more just because the car's here. They just want to be done with it and get it taken care of. We had a really, really strong week last week, which would put most weeks to shame.
Outstanding. And you know what, that cross marketing, because that's really what you're doing with those restaurants, so on and so forth. It's kind of reciprocal. You scratch my back, I scratch your back, and you're just doing it to help them as a good natured deed anyways. But Ron, how about you? How was your week and your marketing, and what are you seeing?
Our week was a little less than average. Car count was down. RO is up. I will honestly have to say that in this area where we're at, there were so many businesses shuttered that we're kind of concerned that people don't realize we're here. So we're spending a lot of time getting that word out every day. That yes, we're here, we're open. A lot of cars parked out front to draw attention that yes, we're here. Be nice if the weather was a little better so the doors could be open. Make it very obvious, but we're down. We were down last week a little bit, but nowhere near where I had expected to be. So the tenacity is paying off. We're not letting go. We're gonna move on, get ourselves in front of our people every day. So
now, didn't you call or put something out on Facebook with one of your service advisor, Greg, that has a radio show? Did he not put something out and you got some results as well?
Yeah, speaking to the local restaurant world, we invited a local food truck to come park himself on the lot today to help him, as well as just help ourselves and help the people in the industrial area close to us. That's pretty fascinating. We started promoting that on Saturday, and it literally blew up on Facebook as to him being here. So we've had a parking lot full of cars all day feeding off him. So
awesome. And that cost you about how many dollars?
I think it was
$0. Cross marketing, trying to help other people, doing what's right for the community, and we can all benefit. Mike, what are you hearing from your clients?
Well, last week was a pretty good week. Not too many complaints, but I wanted to add one thing here. Being an essential business and being able to stay open, I think, is a huge advantage for us, because back in 2002, when I was building my new shop, I closed for 6 months. And it took me about a year and a half to gain that business back. So just think of those other businesses, those bars and restaurants, those hair salons. It's going to take a long time. I don't care how long or how good of customers that they have. It's still going to take them 6 months to a year to get that business back. And one thing here is your clients need their cars fixed. They still have to get it done. And that's why I think this marketing and communicating with them, staying in touch with them actually, is so important here.
Well, I would agree wholeheartedly. I want to talk about how you guys are going about with your team members. Daily huddles, weekly huddles. What are you doing very quickly? What are you guys focusing on to get the kind of results you are? So from a standpoint of the marketing, we're using our Facebook, we're using our email, if we're doing direct mail, we're only going out to our best clients. So we're being smart and tactical, of who it's going to, and then also what we're spending, correct?
Correct.
And then Kathleen, if you will, are you having weekly meetings, daily meetings? What's going on with your team?
Oh, no, with my team, we're communicating, sometimes three times a day. Morning, usually about lunchtime, I'm checking in to make sure status hasn't changed for them at home. We have a couple, I don't have many employees, but a couple of them that I do have high risk spouses at home. So, checking in, do we need anything? And, my guys are always chuckling. They're like, hey, we'd love some Bud Light. And I'm like, well, not during the business hours. But, other than that, everybody's been really lighthearted. And so far, so good. It's definitely, it weighs on me to make sure that they are okay and their families are okay. We are in a very unique position where we can stay open and still generate income to be able to pay our employees. So I am grateful for that and making sure that they realize how much gratitude I have that they are coming to work every day.
Amen. And Corey, how about you? Multiple meetings once a week? What are you doing with your team?
We have a meeting every day, regardless of the COVID-19 or not. It's just now we're having morning meetings, and I'm going up to each individual at least once a day, just to make sure that there isn't something that they feel uncomfortable with telling in front of the group. I also, even yesterday, once the governor put out his statement about the stay-at-home policy, I actually made a group text message with my team, told them everything, told them about what the government's rules is, how we are considered essential business, but also giving them the option, if they don't feel comfortable with, leaving their home, that they had options available to them to stay at home. Of course, that wasn't the response I got.
Right, sure.
Overwhelming, so it was good.
But you know what? Communication. That's what I'm hearing. That's the key.
Absolutely.
We need to communicate with our team. And Ron, yourself.
Same as the others. We have normal morning huddles every day. The virus hasn't created that. We did that before. Now I find that over the weekend, I think I heard from every guy that works for me at least once or twice, just keeping me updated and vice versa, making sure they were still coming to work Monday. Nobody in my crew wants to stay home. They got no desire, which is good. We all want to talk about how fun it would be to be home with our kids right now, but quite frankly, one day would be fun and the rest of it would not be. So,
yeah, I've seen some memes about that too. So,
actually, it has really increased morale here instead of downing it, which I've heard others tell me that they've been having issues with morale, but I got to tell you, I think if you had it headed the right direction before, now more than ever, stay on it. And it will be with you. It'll be good from here on out.
Well, I think there's an old adage that leaders lead. Kathleen?
I think that if you have not read Ron's wife's post from the homeschool day #1, you need to go read that. And that was enough for me to get out of bed, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and get to the shop. And be grateful I don't have little ones anymore.
Right. Mike?
One thing I was thinking of while all three of you were answering about these meetings is how important it is to meet with your staff so that they understand what's going on. And Corey, especially you said that you're an essential business and that's why you're staying open. I'm wondering how many people don't really know that and maybe aren't sure that we should be open.
Well, I can tell you at Repair Shop Tomorrow, we've stressed everybody to get those videos, whether it's 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, just telling your clients exactly what's going on and how you can help them. And then we're getting those up on Facebook, boosting, so on and so forth. Lastly, before we leave, in a strange way, all of you, first of all, are so upbeat and positive, okay? I think it's the only way we can be during these times. And everybody looks to the leaders of the shop, their business, so on and so forth. We set the pace. So system, operation, procedure. Focus on what we can, which is inside of our building when that vehicle gets there, through our inspection, through our processes, through our presentation, 300% rule of how we're talking to our clients. just the whole gambit of system operation procedure. But lastly, before we leave, I just want to talk, strangely enough, and I don't want to see anybody be ill whatsoever, God forbid. But this can really be an opportunity of how things will change for us. And certainly with us being essential and being the only ones or one of the very few open, there's an opportunity to touch people and really be able to gain clients through that. So in a strange way, I look at this as actually an opportunity. And for some of us that are older, and we laughed last time, not Corey, I'll let you guys go around and talk about 2008, and Kathleen, my bad, and talk about 2008 and what transpired after that difficult time. So Kathleen, if you will, take a few minutes, do your thing.
You know, I was still pretty new in the automotive operations in 2008. I wasn't really hands in the business at that time. But I remember it being amazing to see how we were doing shifts from what I don't want to see is people not making good decisions now and us shifting back to catastrophic repairs. You know, our job, I think we have a unique opportunity for the entire industry right now. We all fight against the black eye that we've all gotten about being crooks and thieves and we're horrible and all of this. And I think that we have a huge opportunity here to show people that that is absolutely not what this industry is about, if it ever was, but it certainly isn't about that right now. And we can separate ourselves. Shoot, I offered to go pick up somebody's groceries last week. It's not about just fixing cars for me. It's about showing people that love and fear cannot live in the same place. And we have to be positive. We have to be upbeat because this too shall pass. Just like the good stuff,
Amen.
The bad stuff does too. So I think for me, positivity that it is going to come back just like it did in 2008 is, you know, we all have cycles. And so this is just one of them.
Corey, yourself and community?
So, you know, I was around in '08, but I was nowhere near being an owner, right?
All right.
I don't think
right.
elementary school counts, Corey.
I was just 1 year out of college at that time. And I was working for the place that I own right now. And I do remember how slow we were. And actually at the same time, they were redoing the whole infrastructure with the sewer and everything on the streets that we have here. And I lived 5 miles away or 5 minutes away at the time. And it would take me 25 minutes to get to work. I remember having to go and pick up customers' vehicles because people didn't know how to get to us. So there was a little bit that, you know, I remember or recall, but it was the same thing that Pat had used to do, is just stay in front of his customers and try to keep contact with them. I remember helping them lick envelopes because we were putting out mailers that we would just hand write, letting people know how to get here and to call us, because it changed almost on a day-to-day basis of which direction you had to go because they put in one-way streets and the whole 9 yards. But yeah.
It sure got better after that though, didn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yes. And Ron, you in community.
I am definitely old enough to have lived through the '08 crisis, trust me. As with this one, it will get much better if you're strong and stay in front of your people through this. I have no doubt in my mind that this is a bonus for us, as mean as it may sound to say that. The strong will become stronger through this. Those of you who reach out and keep your crew, don't let anybody go. I think it will speak novels to your crew, and when it comes back, be able to handle the new influx of business.
I couldn't agree more. Mike, you with your clients?
I actually lived through this 4 times. I mean, I started in 1982, and that's when Jimmy Carter was in office, and that was a horrible time for our country. I mean, financially, it was a mess. And after Reagan got in, just a short time later, it got good really fast. So that worked out good. And then also 2002, when I had to close down while I was building my shop, you know, that was all about preparation and having an emergency fund ready, because I had to live for 6 months with 0 income. And that was pretty tough, but with all the planning, it worked out great. And then of course, 2008, which was horrible also, but got good real fast after that. So trust me, it's going to get good. This thing is going to be over and it is going to get good.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, a couple things before we head out. I just want to talk about some things we can do inside of our shop very quickly. How many people have gone back and looked at 90 days out of services needed? Have you guys all pulled that? Have we called our clients? Have we sent something to our clients and said, hey, we're ready to come get the vehicle while you're down? We can go ahead and take care of this. These are the type of things we can do. People that have car care clubs, you know, if you have somebody that's on a last oil change, we can go ahead and take care of that. Kathleen, what's your thoughts on it?
I think that pulling the service history, people that don't have time, like we said before, is definitely something to go through. We're still pretty strong, so I struggle with really trying to pump it up too much. Like Ron had said, I did have a thought that, when we get on the other side of this, we may not have to scrounge for decent technicians when we get real busy. So they might be out there looking at us fighting to come work for the ones that stayed positive and took care of their people. So
Amen. The reason why we do these is to help the Napa family, the auto care family, and I don't want to see that happen to anybody. But unfortunately, the strong is going to survive. We need to be tactical about what we do,
Yep.
manage our dollars, manage our marketing, and do the right things. So again, I look at this in a kind of a queer way where it's actually an opportunity for us to shine in front of our clients, our community. So please, everybody be diligent about what they're doing. Focus on everything inside your shop, what you can control. So thanks again. We'll get together next week and talk about the next week and COVID-19. I appreciate you all. And again, this is Repair Shop of Tomorrow. My personal phone number, since I'm working at home, is 216-347-1865. If there's anything we can ever help you with, we're always available. Thanks, everybody, and have a great day.